Seconds Out, Ayman Khan here with the one and only Johnny Nelson. Johnny was just finished the weigh-in for Crispin Smith versus Ayman Jojai. Just taking on Rocky Fielding first. Missed the weight, only by a pound or so, but missed the weight nonetheless. Your reaction to that?
It tells us so much more than Rocky could tell us. My concern with this fight was how much has Fielding got left, because if he's got a fraction left, I mean a good strong percentage left of the old Rocky Fielding, this would be a hard fight for Dan Aziz. Him just not bothering to want to make the weight, to me tells me part of his desire as a fighter is weighted. Because getting on the scales and making a weight is important. You know, it's as important as fighting. I know that. That's what I used to have to do. Unless you're a heavyweight, and even the heavyweights, you don't have to make a certain weight, but you know what your good fighting weight is. I think with that fight, I think, you know, don't be fooled. Don't be thinking, oh, he'll just give up. You know, if Dan Aziz gives him space and gives him hope, then he's got a fight in his hands. He's got to keep on his chest, keep him under pressure, keep him working, break his heart. It's his heart that he's got to break, not his chin. Break his heart, keep him under pressure, and then walk away. He'll quit.
Crispin Smith can't afford any slip-ups if he wants a world title shot in the future. If he wants Vitality Stadium here in Bournemouth, maybe in the summer, he can't afford to lose this weekend.
No, not at all. I don't think he will. He's in the top five. He's in the top five of most governing bodies, and his opponent isn't. He's in touching distance of a world title. He's there for a reason, because he deserves to be there. I don't think he, at this stage, will get complacent enough to make such a mistake. If he did, he shouldn't have been in the position he's in the first place. He's moved promotional camps for the reason to box, to fight and bring the world title to Bournemouth, and he's making the right moves, and I'm quite sure he'll get that.
Moving away from this, Johnny, get your thoughts on a couple of other things. First of all, a lot of talk about Derek Chisora and potential retirement. Where do you stand currently on Derek Chisora and his future? Do you want to see him again in the ring? My
opinion hasn't changed from Saudi. I said that he's Saudi, he should walk away and jack in. Derek's been a great advert for, you know, he's excited so many fighters out there, and he said in Saudi you want to pack in, you don't want to give too much to the point where you're pleasing the fans, you're making the money, but in reality enough's enough, and fighters are usually the last ones to decide. The first ones to know, but the last ones to decide whether or not you should walk away, and it takes your friends, to be honest with you, to tell you the truth.
How do you
David fight super tight? I'm not saying me and David are the best in move. It's coming from a place of love and a place of experience. This was said before the Tyson Fury fight. Now he's saying it now. And you think you can't get hit like that every fight. You can't do that, because it might affect him today or tomorrow or next month. But it went in a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Then all of a sudden, this generation of fight fans will think, oh my God, look what happened to Derek Chisora. And so it's not worth it. It isn't worth it. Listen, I don't know if Derek's made a ridiculous amount of money, but I know he's made a bit of dough. Owns his house, owns his car, you know, live a life. So it's not that he has to do it. But boxing is addictive.
How do you stop a fighter that doesn't want to stop fighting?
You have to be safe from himself. You'll be advised by those around him. If they're honest with him, and if they're right with him. If you want to go in and just make the numbers up, now you're not boxing at world level or world fringe level, you're boxing at domestic level. So you can make a living at domestic level, but is it worth getting hit in the head? Let me give you the maths. So Brendan Mile trainer said, we used to do body sparring in our gym most of the time.
Yeah.
And people said, you know, the English gym, they do it wrong, they're doing it, you know, they shouldn't be like that. And Brendan said, let me tell you this, if you spar 5 rounds a day, you got hit 20 times each round in the head. 5 rounds a day, that's 100 times a day. If you sparred 5 times a week, that's 500 times a week. That's 2,000 times a month. That's 24,000 times hitting the head a year. Why would you not be brain damaged? So what I'm saying is, and so when you get into fight, most of the damage is done in the gym.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, for Derek, I see Derek saying, Derek, listen, you don't want to go that way. I've seen a brilliant, articulate fighters go from A to Z, and everybody's feeling sorry for him afterwards. Derek's been a great warrior for our sport. He's been He's a good guy. He's a great character, and it's from a place of love, not bitterness, not spitefulness. I like the guy, and I love boxers coming out on top. I love boxers walking away with some dough in their pocket. But I'm just saying, Derek, to me, he should walk away. He shouldn't have even boxed Tyson Fury. He's got paid handsomely for it. I hear what he's saying, but he might not like what I'm saying, but he will appreciate it in years to come.
On the other side of the line, to answer Joshua, boxing and boxing fans can be very ruthless at times, and in the wake of the Usyk defeat the second time round, people call for maybe Joshua to retire. Where do you stand on that?
Again, out in Saudi, I got a lot of stick for my comments that were misplaced by you guys. I didn't say Anthony Joshua should retire. What I said was, if Anthony Joshua loses, he's going to struggle to find motivation to fight again, because it's not for the money. For the past 7 years, he's been on top of his game. When he's been on top of his game, is when you're a champion and really believe you're the best, you don't think like you and I. So all of a sudden, when you know there's somebody out there that can beat you, not think. He doesn't think Tyson Fury can beat him. He doesn't think Deontay Wilder can beat him. He knows Usyk can beat him. So therefore, your motivation to stay on top of the mountain is gone, because you're thinking, how do I beat this guy? I did everything in the next fight. I didn't come through. So all of a sudden, your motivation to get up when you don't want to go, to spar when you don't want to spar, to do things you don't want to do, it's going to be dampened, because you know no matter what you do, it doesn't work. And that's where AJ's at. So AJ needs to take himself out of it, not work on emotional ego, take himself out of it, go and spar, go and train in camps all over the place, in the States or whatever. Take yourself away from your home comforts, and that'll tell you how much you want to earn it. And you will find out in that time, in that year, how much you want it. Because you're better off finding out then how much you want it, rather than mid-fight. I'll give everybody the same example. Nigel against Steve Collins. Who would have believed the Dark Destroyer would have quit partway through a fight? Because this guy is a fighting man, but when it's gone, it's gone. You want to find that out in the gym. You don't want to find it out in the ring when it's thousands of people watching you. And so that's my only advice for AJ.
Is it, in your opinion, from when you see it, is it gone or is it going with Joshua? Where do you think it is, that fire?
Listen, no, I don't think it's gone. I actually think he's probably got to a point where he's doing something that's probably made him stagnant. Now he needs to do something else. He needs to relight that fire. He needs to really relight that fire and really make sure that I think, I want this and I can do this. I need to make a couple of changes, positive changes. It's not my call. I need to be in the gym when the coach says jump. You don't say how high, you just jump. When you said we're doing X, Y, Z today, we're doing X, Y, Z today. You want to learn something new. You want to learn something new about yourself, and then mentally, emotionally, you become a strong individual. And right now, after 2 losses to Usyk, I believe he's not as strong as he was mentally and emotionally as he was before the 2 losses against Usyk.
Fights that we want to see Anthony Joshua in include Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder.
I'll take him. I won't do it. I would not do those fights now. I just wouldn't do it. And I'm not saying he wins or loses, but I wouldn't do it because there's more chance of losing than winning. It's not. So right now, I just say, and I believe probably his team know that. That's ego talking. I just wouldn't do it.
A couple of fun things for me. Lawrence Okolie, hadn't heard about the back and forth. Potentially we might see Lawrence Okolie over on Boxing Sky Sports again. What have you made of that situation between the two? Never great when there's this legal ramblings.
Legal ramblings, short and sweet. Lawrence Okolie, I'm always on the side of the fighters. I want to see him make money. I want to see him walk away from this game in better financial and social position than they were when he walked into it. Lawrence Okolie right now is a smart, articulate fighter. So right now he wants to spend more time in the ring than he is spending out of it, arguing about whether or not he can fight or not. Don't get your period of victory saying, yes, I beat you. Or don't spend all your money that you've worked hard for in court. I'd actually just bite the bullet. Say, you know what, I don't agree with you, I think you're wrong what you're doing. Well, let's get this done. Because it could be 2 years down the line before he fights again if this carries on.
Johnny, we seem to be heading towards a conclusion with Conor Benn. He's put out statements. Hopefully, we'll see something in terms of evidence or reasoning as to why he had those adverse findings or failures to test, however you want to call it. Where do you feel the direction is going with that?
You just gotta wait and see what the findings are. See what's done, what is said and done. You know, we can always speculate. There's nothing to speculate. Nothing's changed from the last time. All we know that Conor Benn has decided he wants to fight again, and Conor Benn is saying that there's evidence to come to show his innocence. So you can only comment on what you know. You can't comment on what you think.
Johnny, pleasure speaking to you. Thanks so much for speaking to us. Seconds Out.
Thanks, Al.
Appreciate it.